Thanks, Jessica. It's again a pleasure to have her taking the reins of this. The next staff person I'm about to introduce, Donna, what's her last name? Furnival? That's it. Okay. Was so enthusiastic in the hiring process that she essentially hired herself in some ways, and we've been quite pleased to get to know her through this, and she will be our Chief Science Officer. So with that, please go.
As Ted said, I was hired as the Chief Science Officer. First of all, I'm a member of the Cannabis Buyers Club of Canada, and as the Chief Science Officer, I was hired to assist students, scientists, and journalists in the current best practices of cannabis research. I'm also going to be helping design methodologies specific to the study of medical marijuana, MM, I call it. I'll be collecting data, as I'm doing right now. We're on our first project, and we're at the stage of literature review yet. I'll be collecting data on the medical effects of cannabis and cannabis-based products. This position will utilize my ability to initiate and complete every growing task required to make the scientific journal a reality. Thank you.
Thanks, Donna. And there are some committee meetings here that we'll be organizing as well that we'll make mention of towards the end again. And our final new employee, Fayaz Kara, is that what I'm saying? Will be helping us with as the Chief Financial Officer. So thanks, Fayaz.
My name is Fayaz Kara. I've been a member with the Cannabis Buyers Club for 6 years, and it's been an amazing organization and club. I've been hired as Chief Financial Officer for fundraising events, promotions, bookkeeping. We have started to sell postcards, which we are going to have available in retail stores, as well as buttons and t-shirts. There's going to be a meeting on Saturday, February 21st at 2 p.m. to talk about different committees and volunteers that will help with promotions and events. And I'm really looking forward to this whole project. Thank you.
So as was mentioned, we are having various meetings for different committees. You'll find here today we have a brand new pamphlet for the World Society of Cannabis Research, and there's again just a final reminder, the Science Committee meeting will be on Thursday, February the 12th. The Research Committee meeting will be Saturday, February the 7th, and fundraising Saturday, February 21st. So again, I'd just like to thank you folks for coming on board, the team here. We've really enjoyed working with you for a few short weeks it's been so far, and we have many years ahead of us yet. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I'd like to wrap up just mentioning a couple of things. I sort of skipped over some of the process here. The International Hempology 101 Society has been incorporated now for 12 years. The World Society of Cannabis Research has not been incorporated yet. Jessica, as she mentioned, is planning the incorporation documents, the bylaws and such. We will not be incorporating Whisker until September. So until that time, we're planning, forming a board of directors, and in September, our big real kickoff with our inaugural general meeting will be held here at the University of Victoria. So this is really just the beginnings, inviting the public to come into these various committees and be more a part of the work that we're doing. Another little wrap up as well, the products that were mentioned, there will be many more products coming online, as well as these stickers and patches, and many other things will become available. On the back of the pamphlet, you will also find a list of the conferences we hope to host every other year, starting in Vancouver next year, then Toronto in 2 years, Amsterdam, LA, London, England, and Victoria 2020 is the projected conference schedule at this point. Now, we've been communicating with some members of the scientific community in developing this project. I mentioned Dr. Paul Hornby in particular. We've just recently reconnected with perhaps the most important person to this project possible. Dr. James Geiwitz has testified before the courts in my cases in the past. He's a research analyst who is an expert on methodologies used in cannabis research, and he's retired from his work that he mostly did down in California and is keenly interested in becoming an editor, if not the head editor of our journal. His experiences are based in everything from doing a study for Health Canada with an international panel of experts on the effects of eating hemp seed and the THC content in them. He put in a study in the 90s to Health Canada for that. He also has done a lot of review of other research in the field and is keenly interested in the subject. So we're very happy to have Dr. James Geiwitz a part of this, as well as Dr. Paul Hornby. There certainly are many other scientists around the world who will be interested in this project as they hear about it. Again, today is very much this initial, beginning point where we're telling the world about our plans and who we are and what we're doing. So we're very happy to have everyone here to see us taking this plan from its very earliest stages to fruition again in September, when we incorporate and send this project off to have a life of its own. So that's most of the details. Again, this project is in its initial stages. I'd like to thank everybody for coming along, and in particular for our staff for coming on board here and really giving this project the life that it needs. So thanks everybody, and have a great day.